We got links to people joining. We got links to people leaving. We ain't even talking about no Tom, Dick, and Harry here. We're not talking about some rando players. No, we're talking about players that me and you would not want to leave the West Ham squad this window. This is a big transfer window show, transfer rumor show. Welcome, everyone. There's no pink book today, but I do have my notes, and it's a big one. It's a big old one. We've got some of the most exciting young talents in Europe being linked right now. We're going to go through it all. Strap yourselves in because we head over to Eurosport to begin, where transfer insider Dean Jones writes, Tottenham and Arsenal ready to cut Dele Alli and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang loose. This is, of course, talking about that Dele Alli's West Ham transfer rumour. It's the one that's been doing the rounds recently. Today, when I was doing the watch along, I know it was yesterday for you, but I've not gone to bed yet, and it's almost 6 a.m. I should probably go to bed, shouldn't I? This is the rumour we're talking about here, people, and it's the one everyone's been talking about in the Watch Along live chat. It's the one everyone's been talking about on Twitter. Let's get to the issue, the facts, the crux of it. Let's go to the source, this article from Eurosport, and it reads, quote, 25-year-old Dele was hoping to work his way back in under new manager Conte, but there has been no breakthrough. His representatives are beginning to work on options for the January transfer window and have told Spurs and have been told that Spurs will not stand in their way of any move. That being said, there is still a feeling that Daniel Levy would prefer for him to move abroad. Newcastle are obviously interested, but Newcastle, by the way, are going to come up a lot in the window, but in this today's video in general. Newcastle are obviously interested, yet so far it's not clear what they are putting forward in terms of financials and the type of offer. West Ham are also watching the situation, yet their circumstance, like Newcastle, depends on how they get on with the pursuit of Jesse Lingard. Both clubs are currently preparing offers for the Manchester United man. Outside of England, options are being explored, and sources say there is a feeling that a move to Germany may open up. Of all the leagues in Europe, it is considered he would thrive the best in the Bundesliga and could very quickly get his career back on track. Now, he obviously needs it. He needs to get his career back on track, just like Jesse needs to get his career back on track by leaving Manchester United. But if you want to find out how they get on, there's no better place than the OneFootball app, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful app. It combines social media and football, but in a good way. Not like Twitter, right? Where everyone's just shouting and screaming all the time and having arguments. No. What they do is they allow you to follow the things you're interested in. So say, for example, you wanted to know if West Ham were going to sign Jesse Lingard, right? You could watch our videos, of course, and I would highly recommend that you do. But all you'd have to do is follow West Ham because it allows you to follow the things you're interested in. And then it just shows you that. You click on OneFootball, it just shows you all the West Ham news and nothing else. When we do the build-up show, Gio and Gonzo, they get the lineups an hour early. How do they do that? The OneFootball app, it sends the push notification to your phone. It comes through, you see it. It keeps you up to date with the things you're actually interested in. You don't have to hear about Harry Kane diving. I know we all kind of want to talk about it and take the mick out of it, and that's fine. But you don't have to hear about it all the time. You could just get it. OneFootball app, West Ham. Check it out. Link in the description below and in the comments. Thank you very much, OneFootball, for sponsoring us once more. And we talk about Dele Alli and we say, look, he's only 25 years old, so it's not exactly like his career is completely done and dusted, but we can't act like his performances haven't dropped off a cliff since the end of 17-18, which was probably the end of his last good full season. I mean, 18-19 was when Spurs got to the Champions League final, and that was probably the first season you would not consider a success for Dele Alli at Tottenham. That's how long it's been going on for, and he wasn't exactly a vital member of that team when it happened. Okay, we're talking 4 separate managers. It hasn't worked out under now. It obviously did at the beginning of Poch, but the end of Poch, Mourinho, Nuno, now Conte, it hasn't happened. And as much as he needs to leave Tottenham, like Jesse Lingard does need to leave Manchester United. And look, I'm not saying I wouldn't outright say no to Dele Alli if the price was right. Let's be real, he's going to be on very high wages. It's probably going to be a big transfer fee because I think his deal doesn't come up till 2024, I think, as opposed to Jesse Lingard, who's coming up obviously at the end of the season. Not for me. Not for me. And when you look at his positioning, when he was at his zenith, when he was at his best, you're talking a sort of second striker role. That's not really something we play at West Ham. He was Thomas Müller-esque. You want to talk about the Bundesliga. You want to talk about Thomas Müller. He was that kind of player, a Raudendeuter, or however you pronounce it. Space investigator, second striker, right place, right time, Kevin Nolan in his prime type maneuvers. And that's not really something we have. He would need to play a deeper role. We have 3 behind a striker or 2 wide players if we're playing the 3 system we did, for example, yesterday for the Tottenham match. they're very deep. Does he have that defensive work rate? I'm not certain. How do you feel about it in the comment section? Let me know below. Here's another one. Someone I don't really know a lot about, so I've got some info on him because you might not know about him at all. We'll just lob the story at you and see what you think. This comes by way of the Mail, who say Everton and Newcastle join West Ham and Brentford in race to sign Nottingham Forest starlet Brennan Johnson. This is coming way of the sports writer Toby Miles. Thank you very much, Mr. Miles. Now, I don't know a hell of a lot about him. I've never seen him play. So these are the facts of the matter. He's 20 years old. He's an attacking midfielder who can play across the front line, basically, but primarily has played on both wings over the last couple of seasons. He started all 23 league games for Nottingham Forest this year, scoring 5 goals with 4 assists. He made his debut for Wales last year after impressing in League One for Lincoln City, where he scored 13 goals and 14 assists, primarily, again, playing out wide. Mostly on the right, I believe, but also like only one game less on the left. He also played a lot in the sort of central attacking midfielder position, but mostly a winger. And these are the quotes from the Mail article itself. Johnson's impressive form has convinced Everton and Newcastle to make an approach for the young star. Newcastle, again, by the way. But they'll have to match Forest's 20 million valuation, Sports Mail understands. Forest would like to keep Johnson for their playoff push this season, but a sizable bid from one of the Premier League clubs could convince them to let their academy graduate go. Other things to note is that Spurs have also been linked and are also interested, and Brentford had a bid rejected for him last summer, so would probably be intrigued if he was available. I've never seen him play. Heard good things. If we don't get Lingard, and this is one of those people who, let's be real, looks like the Lingard replacement in that sense, not for me. I'd rather get someone more established, and I don't necessarily mean not a championship player. I'm probably okay with getting the best of the best from the championship, but someone who's only done it for half a season in championship and is already demanding a price of 20 million, not for me. Okay, not for me. I'd want someone who's done it for longer in the championship, and that goes for other players as well. We're going to come up against from other leagues as well. But we want established. We want someone who's going to be able to come in consistently and definitively step over Yarmolenko, for example. And I don't know if that's the one. But maybe an interesting name to keep an eye on. Have you watched it? Let me know in the comments below. Let's move over to France, where the 21-year-old Dutch centre-back Sven Botman plays. Now, if you don't know Sven Botman, he's been making big waves over there, playing for Lille. He signed there from Ajax last summer for around about £7 million, and he partnered. Of course, if you don't watch Ligue 1 because you're like, yeah, it's just PSG, blah, 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 blah. Lille won Ligue 1 last season. They won the whole shebang. They did it all, right? And this guy was a centre-back alongside West Ham legend Jose Fonte. Yes, get in, boys. I always liked him. And here's the proof that he's good. But him and Sven Botman playing centre-back together for their title-winning charge last season. And obviously since then, his reputation and his value have shot up. And we head over to 90 Mins and transfer correspondent Graham Bailey for the article on Sven Botman, which reads, Sven Botman unsure about leaving Lille in January. Quote, Sven Botman is unsure about leaving Lille in January due to the French club's progression in the Champions League, despite strong interest from several Premier League sides, 90 Mins understands. Botman has been watched by several clubs across Europe, and his representatives have been making his potential availability known. The 21-year-old is hoping to make a breakthrough into the Netherlands national team ahead of 2022's World Cup finals, and so wants his next move to be the right one. We understand that Chelsea are one of the clubs who have been scouting him in recent weeks, although watching him is the current extent of their interest. Get hyped for the words again. AC Milan and Newcastle United are currently pushing hardest to secure a deal, while West Ham and Leicester have also made inquiries. This is something X backed up recently, by the way. In the last day or so, X also put out that we have inquired for Sven Botman. Lille are not in a hurry to sell Botman this month, as forward Jonathan Ikone is the one big money departure this month that they have planned for. You obviously don't want one of your centre-back pairing leaving straight after in the middle of the season. It can throw everything up, and he has been a starter. He was a starter for them in their title win last season. He's a starter now. They're a Champions League club, so it's going to be difficult to get it away. And although, of course, interest makes sense, us having lots of injuries at centre-backs is a big issue at the moment. And you think, well, French clubs are in financial trouble at the moment. There's a lot of unrest over there. It might be nice for us to sneak in and find some nice deals or two. the rumours are of a 40 million asking price. These are the winners of the league. These are the people in the Champions League. They can command that sort of thing. And it also says in the article that he helped, where is it? Lille will face European champions Chelsea in February, and that is one tie he'd be keen to feature in. Would he move to a Europa League side? Potentially, if the price was right. I don't think we're going to go out there and spend that much money on a centre back. This is probably one of those ones you can dial under, you can file under, nice if it happens. And I would love Sven Botman, but I doubt it's going to happen. Let's talk about the other Lille player. This is the big one. This is the dream signing. This is the huge one. This is the sort of Neymar to West Ham 10 years in the future kind of thing we're talking about here. And it is the 21-year-old Canadian forward, Jonathan David. He is one of the most exciting young talents in Europe right now, one of the best young strikers in Europe right now. He's probably third after Mbappe and Haaland, that kind of level. He had 2 seasons at Genk before moving to Lille, where he scored 30 league goals in 60 games. He is now in his second season at Lille, where he has 25 in 56 already. He's the top goal scorer in Ligue 1 at the moment. He also has 18 goals in 24 for Canada. This is the kind of talent we're talking about. This is dream level, and this has been sending West Ham fans into delirium at the moment because he is such an exciting player. First of all, before I say anything, I want to give a shout out to Anthony Martin at Hammers News, who has collated a lot of these random little sources and put them together, because there's a lot of bits in this. So let's break it down. Firstly, you're talking about price for someone that good. The Liverpool Echo were reporting that he may be available for around about £30 million next month. Liverpool obviously also interested in Jonathan David, because everyone is right now. Spanish-speaking site Fichajes. Ekram Kanor, who's a footballer transfer insider who we've quoted before on the channel, he has written on that site. By the way, my pronunciation for a player coming up is so awful, you're going to want to stick around for that. But he wrote, at the request of David Moyes, West Ham have begun negotiations with Lille for Jonathan David. We then head over to an Italian site called Calcio Mercato. Kind of terrible Italian accent there, Charlie. I've just thrown in out of nowhere. I apologize for that. And I've direct translated this because, again, it was in Italian, but they're saying that Jonathan David, quote, likes Barcelona and West Ham. Essentially saying that would be his preferred targets. Calcio Mercato are saying. Still not a good accent, so I'm just going to stop doing that now. So this is what has been sending people into an absolute tiz. But there is something else to be spoken about here, and it's the new news today, and that's Nick Mavromaras, who is an agent working for him, spoke to Radio Canada. And again, thank you very much to Hammers News for translating this. This comes in French Canadian. And I did French in secondary school. Bonjour and dat. I've forgotten it all, so there was no chance of me, but they have quoted it as such. For us, the goal is to finish the season with Lille, but this will be his last there for several reasons. So instantly saying he's not leaving in January. Quote, I think the Premier League is a great option for him. I think he likes Spain a lot too. These are 2 leagues that are the main priorities for him. Interesting. However, quote, but nothing is being ruled out. You never know with Paris Saint-Germain or the big Italian clubs. This is the thing. As much as I would be unbelievably excited at the idea of us signing Jonathan David, and I would, it's not going to happen. I'll be real, it's not going to happen. He's going to go to a bigger club than us. The fact that his agents are willing to say the names PSG out loud and stuff like that, this is who he's looking at. Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico, you're talking Juventus, AC, Inter, you're talking all of these big clubs that are about. Liverpool, for example, in this league. Chelsea probably don't need someone, but you're talking people of that quality. We can beat around the Jonathan David bush if we want. It's not happening. It's not happening. I would be unbelievably ecstatic if it did. And hey, actually, in the comments below, instead of let's all act like we scored, let's all act like we signed Jonathan David. Why not? Let's go insane. Because it's not happening. We might as well enjoy it while it lasts. But hey, it's fun to be linked with him. And imagine if it did come off. Jesus Christ, that would be unreal. Now, let's attempt this name once. I'm going to attempt it once. And then I'm going to call him Dave, like Chelsea fans used to do with Azpilicueta. Because there's zero chance of me getting this right. And I apologize to him in advance. I'm uncultured and dumb, so there's no way I'm getting this right. But Kvaratskhelia, Kvaratskhelia. I will leave in the description below links to all of the players' transfer market profiles so you can go and have a look yourself. Tell me how it's pronounced because I'm stupid. But here's a 20-year-old attacking midfielder for Ruben Kazan. He's a Georgian international. He plays primarily on the left wing but can play anywhere across the three behind the striker. His performances last year put him on the map, and in last year in 23 league games he scored 4 goals and got 8 assists. I've never seen him play, so let's just power through this one. I'll give you the facts, and then you can tell me if you've seen him in the comment section below. But Wayne Versailles at Football Insider writes, quote, Premier League clubs including Everton and Southampton are targeting the Georgian sensation following some electrifying displays for club and country. A recruitment source has told Football Insider that West Ham have inquired about what it would take to lure Dave next month. Russian outfit Ruben Kazan are believed to be seeking a fee of £13 million for the exciting youngster. He has a contract at Kazan that runs until the summer of 2024. He caught the eye of talent spotters with 2 goals for Georgia in their 2-0 World Cup win, qualifying over Sweden last month. So there you go. Don't know anything about him, never seen him, definitely can't pronounce his name. I apologize deeply, but let me know if you have in the description below. And the final thing to say before our last story, we have been continuing to be linked with the likes of James Tarkowski. He keeps coming up. Divock Origi keeps coming up. Sam Johnston's back. Gabriel Barbosa, the Brazilian forward, is just always lurking in the back of our minds. And then the final one, we're talking about someone leaving here, and it's that team again. Just in case you weren't bored enough of hearing them about already, it's Newcastle United, ladies and gentlemen, and they are looking to sign Manuel Lanzini on loan. We head over once more to Google 90 Minutes and Graham Bailey, who writes, Newcastle eyeing 2 Premier League loans in busy transfer window. Now, you have to remember, with similar to the Ben Rama and the Dawson situation and all that stuff, we have... you're allowed to have 2 domestic loans. Newcastle currently have none. So they are looking far and wide, and Lanzini has been one of the names mentioned. He also got linked to Leeds the other day, I think. But quote 90 Minutes. 90 Minutes understands over a dozen Premier League players are being looked at, including Ross Barkley from Chelsea, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Manuel Lanzini, Dele Alli, Divock Origi, and Nathan Ake. Newcastle have also asked Manchester United about the availabilities of Jesse Lingard, Anthony Martial, Nemanja Matic, Donny van der Beek, Phil Jones, among others. Other people who were mentioned just in this article as potential targets: Bournemouth's Lloyd Kelly, Steve Cook, and Philip Billing. We've got Atletico Madrid's Kieran Trippier. We've got Inter Milan's Edin Dzeko. We're talking Juventus's Aaron Ramsey and Marseille's Boubacar Kamara, who we've also spoken about on this channel. The reality is Newcastle are going to throw money left, right, and centre everywhere in a desperate attempt to get anyone in January who can stop them from getting relegated. Can Manuel Lanzini leave on loan to Newcastle? I highly doubt it. The only way I would even think about it potentially happening would be if maybe they say, look, here's the loan fee. It's going to be like £10 million for 6 months. Then maybe we do it because that allows us to go and sign Dave or whatever. Maybe in that sense it happens. I highly, highly doubt it. He may have only started 3 Premier League games, but they were the last 3 Premier League games, and there's a reason why. Because he's getting further into David Moyes' plans. Will it happen? No. Will West Ham players leave in this window that we probably don't want to leave? Like, look, Masuaku and Yarmolenko, I think we'd all accept leaving. Outside of that, someone's probably going to leave. We do this. We thin our squad like crazy. I can't see it not happening. But on loan, not for me, Chief. Not for me. Am I wrong? Let me know in the comment section below. Do you know anything about Dave? Do you know anything about any of these players? Are you excited? Are you sad? Let me know in the comment section below. Hey, keep up to date by subscribing right here on Hammers Chat. Like the video if you haven't already, because it's been a big one. It's been a chunky boy. And make sure to come back where the January transfer window is just around the corner, and we're going to have big things happening tomorrow. Of course, we will have the preview for the who is it we're facing? Southampton, the Southampton game. So come back for that. Subscribe, like the video, all that good stuff. Come on your irons, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.